You may remember the rescue of this snowy owl who had been trapped in the light well of a university building. Wildlife rescue manager Andrew had to work fast in a tight spot to free this injured bird and get him help at Toronto Wildlife Centre. Unfortunately, many owls find themselves in urgent situations living within urban environments. And on Christmas Eve, Andrew and rescue teams Darlene were back out to respond to a scenario where another owl was trapped.
So we had another interesting call that came into our hotline. It was a supervisor from one of the TTC stations, and an owl had actually managed to get its way in to the terminal. Unfortunately, what happens with a lot of birds, especially birds of prey, owls, they'll fly up to the skylights and the lights up in the ceiling, and for some reason, they don't process that coming back down through the doors is an option. So they want to go higher and higher and higher because high is safe. So whatever they chased in, if it was a little rodent or a little bird or something, once they're in, they're trapped and they need help. Unfortunately, a lot of things can go bad in there. There's the human element, there's smashing into windows that they think are passageways to freedom. So it's an emergency situation. So we were able to get out there. It turned out to be a long-eared owl. You could tell it had been in there for some time, and it was just resting on a light fixture up in the secondary ceiling.
Unsure how long the owl would stay in one spot, they had to think fast as to how they could reach him.
So we actually managed to tape some poles together because the height was so immense. And I went up slowly and was hopeful to just hook it on him, but it was an awkward situation. And he did wake up and fly out from under my net. He came down. Unfortunately, he hit the window. Fortunately, it was very light. Then he flew back up to a lower window. It was a very light impact to that window. And then Darlene was able to catch him in the net that she had. All in all, I feel like it went pretty smoothly. This owl, it was really fortunate that the supervisor at the TTC was very vigilant and noticed that there was a large bird in the corridor and knew that wasn't okay and found help. There's lots of tricky things birds in this case come across in the city, but all in all, you know, a lot of animals have adapted and do well, but there are situations where they get into trouble.
Having been trapped for days, the owl was dehydrated. Following a full body exam, he was given fluids as well as medication to treat minor injuries. While this long-eared owl got some rest in an enclosure, yet another owl was admitted a few days later. A rarer species to see at Toronto Wildlife Centre, this boreal owl had been found on the ground outside someone's home, likely after hitting a window. Wildlife rehabilitation specialist Clements and veterinarian Dr. Cameron Byrne began her exam, noticing the little owl was drooping her left wing. Full x-rays revealed no fractures, which was a relief. So with a wrap to limit movement, medication to reduce pain, and time to recover, she too is now on the mend.
It's really important that people are vigilant and keep an eye out. You know, we all need to be there watching out for each other, including our wild neighbors. It's imperative for wildlife getting the help that they need when they get into these horrible situations.
Both the long-eared and the boreal owl are healing well in care and will be released once fully recovered. If you like our videos, please subscribe to our channel and make sure you hit the bell to be notified when we share new content. We would also love if you shared this video with a friend.